Wow. I don't know if that hyped you up like it hyped me up, but that's awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us here today. This evening, we gather to bless the opening of LSS Aspen Center, a high quality, affordable drug and alcohol treatment center in Waukesha County, a center that will give hope and healing to many in our community. LSS Aspen Center is personal for many of us, including me. I know the fear and the heartbreak of a loving family member living with this active disease. I also know the joy of recovery. Though my sister struggled with mental illness, struggled with these conditions, she received care through a residential treatment facility like Aspen Center, and with the support of her family, faith, and a therapy team, and with the grace of God, my sister has been sober for the last 17 years. I am so proud of her. Many advancements have been made in addiction treatment over the last 17 years since my sister found recovery. This October 5th, we quietly opened Aspen Center doors to individuals and families in need of our critical care services. Today, women and men are moving into our 24 hours physician supervised facility, and they are already experiencing love, compassion, and care through best practices and evidence-formed approaches. This is a critical time in our region. According to the Center for Disease Control Prevention, there are 81,000 drug overdose deaths in the US that occurred over a 12-month period ending in May of 2020. 81,000. The report indicates that these deaths were accelerated by the disruption of COVID-19. And in a recent United Health Foundation report, Wisconsin's excessive alcohol consumption remains a significant public health challenge. LSS Aspen Center is our 17th substance use treatment facility located in Wisconsin. This program builds on 40 years of effective addiction services and evidence-based therapies that LSS has delivered in Waukesha and throughout the great state. Thousands have found recovery through LSS and are now using their God-given gifts to serve. Ashley is one of them. She was using alcohol daily to cope with her traumatic past. As a result, her children were removed from her custody and placed in temporary foster care. Ashley found LSS and was enrolled in our family program, which allowed her for supervised visitation visits with her children. Ashley stayed with LSS for 14 months. She worked with our staff to heal past traumas, develop positive goals towards recovery and self-sufficiency. Ashley was reunited with her children and today lives as a sober and actively engaged mother. Thanks to you, thousands more like Ashley and their families will find similar hope in Waukesha County. Addiction recovery does not happen alone. Likewise, we did not complete this project on our own. LSS employees, donors, board members, volunteers, and local government partners all joined together to make this multi-year project a reality. LSS Aspen Center could not have been possible without their compassion and leadership. There were also many supporters from the faith community, and today we would like to call out a few of them. Thank you, members of Unity Lutheran Church of Brookfield, for generously including this project as a tithe of your fundraising efforts in 2020. We appreciate all the volunteers who helped make Aspen Center welcome, feel like home. We are so grateful for your commitment, passion, and action to help ensure access to affordable treatment for people in our region. Thank you, Mount Olive Evangelical Lutheran Church of Mukwonago, for their generous financial gift through Mount Olive Acts Fund. We are so blessed to partner with you and allow God's children to find their way during the challenging times in their lives. Your encouragement and leadership help make this project a reality and a success. And thank you, St. Luke's in Waukesha, Christ King in Delafield, Church of Resurrection in Pewaukee, St. Mark's in Waukesha, and St. John's in Brookfield for your prayers, support, and answering the call of the Holy Spirit to help lead people in recovery. And a special thank you to our donors, business, and community foundations. We are deeply humbled by your generosity. There are two families that laid the foundation for LSS Aspen Center. They are David and Susie Berkey and John and Karen Silsath. Because of them, many lives in Wisconsin will be saved. Many lives will be healthy. And because of them, many lives will be restored, allowing them to become productive, thriving members of society. And finally, thank you. Whether you participated in Dick Peeper's $50,000 challenge, mailed in a check, or donated online, your gifts collectively in 2020 helped us close out our 1.7 million capital campaign. Every donation, every effort to share, every prayer lifted up is so appreciated. We know that simply by being here, you care, and that means more than you can know. Because of this unified effort and partnership, now residents can receive the highest level of care at a reasonable cost without having to travel hundreds of miles from their families. I am confident that LSS Aspen Center will become a beacon of hope for the people in southeastern Wisconsin for many years to come. And now I want to welcome Pastor Muriel and Pastor John from Unity Church to lead us in a blessing of LSS Aspen Center.
Oh, thank you, Hector. Great to see everyone. Thanks for including us.
Thank you.
I'm going to move this so I can see your faces. Awesome. Well, we're just in awe of the good work that y'all have done and honored that you've let us walk along for part of it. Could I maybe just say a prayer, Hector, for the space and for all of you and everyone who passes through those doors?
Yes, please. Thank you.
All right. Well, maybe just take a deep breath and close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, and just kind of sense as we pray that amazing feeling of being part of something bigger than yourself. God, this is a really, really cool day to get to be together and a really cool milestone to celebrate. And it has been long in the coming, oh God, as you know, better even than us. So let's take just a moment to think of all the many, many, many people who have carried the torch to bring the Aspen Center to fruition. We honor their hard work, oh God, and we honor your own spirit of resilience and persistence and healing and love that we see in each one of them. And we pray, God, for this space. May every single person who walks through those doors be blessed by their time there. May it be a place of transformation and healing and hope. May any of us who get to meet them or walk alongside them, may we learn and be inspired by the hard and beautiful work that happens there. And we also take just a moment to pray for anybody who is not yet ready or not yet able to make it to those doors. Anybody who is still in their active addiction. We ask that they would know that they matter and that we love them. And we ask, God, that you would nudge and shove and push all of us to become whole and well and the best possible versions of ourselves. And we know that that happens best together. May that happen in this group. May it flow out from us to your world. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate the beautiful prayer. You and all of the congregation partners who have been such a blessing to us, and everyone LSS serves in our joint ministry. Now I'm excited to welcome you inside LSS Aspen Center for a very special tour led by Program Manager Connie Schrank. But first, take a look at the day we officially opened our doors. Melissa, please roll tape. Today and every day, we celebrate recovery. Aspen Center is a wonderful facility that's going to do so much for people in our community. Please officially join me in a countdown in our ribbon cutting for this beautiful facility that's going to change lots of lives. Now, 1, 2, and 3. And now join us on our tour of Aspen Center.
And welcome to Aspen Center. This is our main entrance where the staff office is. There's a huge staff office that everybody appreciates, and as you can see, there's windows all around. This provides additional security as the staff can see who is entering and exiting the doors. So the hallway to my right is the entrance to the women's common areas and kitchen. There are 4 bathrooms down that hallway, all with showers. We are in the women's kitchen area, and this kitchen, you'll see a duplicate, a little bit smaller, but it's meant for up to 10 women that we serve on this side of the building. Really nice appliance, I can tell you. When women walk in and see this kitchen, it can be intimidating for them, but at the same time, they're so anxious to learn how to cook, learn how to make snacks and desserts for their families. And we have staff and other residents that have been really good at cooking that help them develop these skills. You'll notice on the other side is there's a doorway. That is the doorway that separates the men's treatment side from the women's treatment side. And here we are in the women's lounge / group room area. And this is an area where the ladies come, join together, they watch TV, we play games, do some reading. There's quite a few different areas. And then as you can see, we participate in group. We have the whiteboard, which they most often use for their little reminders. So it's often very pretty. And here we are in the women's side with their exercise room. As you can see, we have plenty of aerobic equipment for the residents that we have. We also have like yoga mats and small weights that the ladies use. Here we are in the men's common area. This is one area out of 2 for the men just to kind of sit down and relax and have space outside of their bedrooms. The clients ordinarily sit in this area waiting for their individual session with the counselor, or just doing the morning coffee, morning meditation. We have bedrooms that go along all the way down this hall and the opposite hall. There's up to 17 beds for men, and they are at this time all single bedrooms. However, after the COVID days, they'll be double beds. slight difference in the men's and women's kitchen. The men's is larger because we will have up to 17 men in the building at one time. The kitchen has state-of-the-art appliances. It's a beautiful kitchen. Our clients love when they walk into this kitchen. So the clients do cook their own meals, and sometimes they assist with planning of the meals so that it's food that they're interested in. 2 clients are assigned to do the cooking, and usually we have 1 client that is very well at cooking for others, and the other one that is intended to learn. And right outside of the windows is the courtyard. The courtyard for only men, so this is an area where the clients can get out, get some sun on a summer day. This is their smoking area. This is family visitation area out here so that you're not stuck indoors for visitations.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Hector. Thank you, Connie, for sharing that inside view. We're so excited to be able to see that. I also want to say thank you again to Pastor Muriel. Your prayer has been wonderful, centering our hearts and our attention around the real reason for us doing this in the first place. I did want to double check. I don't know, Pastor John, were you wanting to do an official blessing before we move to a question and answer time? I'd be happy to give you that opportunity if you wanted to do something special along that. Otherwise, we can move forward. I want to make sure you have that opportunity.
That is very nice of you. I do not need to do something special other than to also thank all of you for lots of effort and time. And I just think something that's affordable and faith connected is invaluable. And I'm so glad that LSS exists to offer that, and just makes it real for people who maybe couldn't access it in another way. And that's, to me, that's why I think we all exist.
Yes,
so thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Pastor John.
Wonderful. Well, a lot of times after getting that view of inside and really getting to this point where we are of having things officially opened after such a long time, we're excited, and sometimes we also have some questions. So I do want to open this up if there are questions that you have. I know some folks have typed some things in our chat. You're welcome to do that, or raise your hand if you have a question as well. But we want to make sure that people are informed about the center and how it works. I'll start with a question that was asked earlier, and one person wanted to know, how is it that people who are in need of services actually come to the Aspen Center? I mean, what is the process of how they get there? That's an excellent question, and I wonder if either Connie or Lori might be able to give us some insight as to the answer on that question.
Where'd you go?
Oh, looks like we're gonna.
I lost you for a minute.
There we go.
Sorry about that. I'm like, where did you all go? Yeah, so if a client is interested in treatment, sometimes they call here. More often than not, we get our referrals from the counties who are already involved with mental health clinics and their substance use disorder services, and they higher level of treatment, so they'll refer them to here. But if they do call here without that referral from the county, that's usually what we suggest at this time, is to contact the county, and the county will help them create a referral, and then we'll pick it up from there and start the process with them coming in. We try to make the turnaround time really quickly because we don't want to lose that opportunity for them to actually be willing to walk in the door.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Connie. I appreciate that. Not everybody is familiar with exactly what is happening at the Aspen Center. So maybe one of the questions that came up was what talk us through a little bit about the therapies that are being offered at the Aspen Center. What do clients experience when they're there? What is that like?
So
Perhaps Connie can answer that one as well.
So when they come in, the first thing that we're going to do is an assessment and see what therapies they're in need of. So the majority of the clients, they'll always enter in, and with COVID, they're entering like all of the programs that we have. So we have the group therapy, and there's 2 to 3 group therapies every day. We have individual therapy. We do family therapy through Zoom right now, and we can't wait to get our family therapy program put together again once it's safe for everyone. And then we also have like case management. So we help them with any referrals that they may need. The groups consist of gender specific groups, especially with the women. There's domestic violence. There's a lot of trauma history. We don't treat trauma, but we definitely work with coping, developing coping skills to get through that are related to their substance use disorder. I mean, there's an array of different, areas that we hit with them, but the main thing is to focus on what they need and feel that they need. That's most important.
Perfect. Thank you again.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent question that came up, and I don't even really know the answer to this one. So what's the typical length of stay for a resident that comes to the Aspen Center? How long are they usually there?
We're pretty new, so it's kind of hard to have a typical length of stay in the beginning of a treatment program, but in COVID makes a big difference because, primarily we would be longer term, but with the inability for clients to work during this time, we can't keep them as long as we would, like them to have for the transition. I would say average right now is about 50 days, where before it would be 90 to 110 in other programs that do have the ability to do the TRT portion, or I'm sorry, the transitional portion that we used to do.
Excellent, thanks. I was just going to ask what TRT stood for.
Yeah, sorry about that. I forget.
No,
Talk to a probation officer next time. You'll be lost.
That's just fine. That's just fine.
Yeah.
And somebody who really knows what they're talking about asked this question as well. What are residents allowed to participate in the medication assistance treatment?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Maybe we can talk about that a little.
If they are not participating in the medication assisted treatment, they sure are educated on what that's about. Because a lot of residents, they may have been on it before and it worked for a year for them, but then they stopped and relapsed. And so it's really talking about how has that medication helped them in the past. But I would say the majority of our clients either come in on medication assisted treatment or they enter it while they're here.
Excellent. Thank you. We appreciate that knowledge from inside the center and how it's working and how things go. One person was curious and asked about how faith is incorporated for clients at the center. If they come into the center with a particular strong faith or a particular belief, how is it that we support them and their healing and their practices?
Again, very different these days. I hate to say that. It's just the reality of our lives right now in a residential treatment program. Primarily, we would allow them to go to, whatever religious services that they desired, but now we can't let them leave. So we do provide like Zoom options to different church services and, mentors where we have some connections with Celebrate Recovery and stuff, and mentors that we can call to talk with them if they're, want to, willing, able to do that. We do make sure that they have a connection.
Excellent. I know as I've talked to churches all across Wisconsin and Upper Michigan, nothing is the way it used to be. We're all doing things in new ways, and I'm glad that there are other ways for us to accomplish things, and that they're being offered those opportunities too with center, because that's an important part of healing and being better. So that is wonderful. If there's any other questions, please go ahead and add them. I'm not seeing any more, so I think we're kind of coming to the end of the questions that we have here. Thank you again for sharing that added information. And in addition to the tour, it's wonderful to find out about those extra things. I'm going to turn it back over to Hector for a couple of minutes, and we've got just a little bit more for you here tonight. I think you'll enjoy this.
Hey,
Hector?
thank you. So we hope that you are as impressed and excited about the LSS Aspen Center facility as we are. Before I turn it back to Sarah to close, I would like to share a special way that you can continue to help our ministry. While Aspen Center is a blessing to adults with addiction and their families, we also directly serve children. Right now, all of the ELCA bishops in Wisconsin and Upper Michigan are leading an online petition in support of LSS receiving part of a multi-million-dollar trust whose family is calling for immediate disbursement of funds for services that directly fit our programs. These funds have the potential to shape the future ministry we share in ways greater than any of us could do alone. The bishops hope to collect 1,000 signatures before February 1st. So please go to the website you see on the screen right now to sign the petition. And please share this opportunity with your families and friends. Thank you again for being with us this evening. And thank you, Pastor John and Muriel, for leading the blessing for LSS Aspen Center. Please stay in touch with us as we will with you. We need your ongoing partnership and support and prayers because addiction recovery does not happen alone. Thank you.
We have just one more opportunity that we want to share with you for a way that you can help support the LSS Aspen Center. And that is, most of us carry around a cell phone or something with us now that have the ability to do recordings, video recordings and such. We would love to have you leave a video message or a short written message of support for the LSS Aspen Center, for the clients, for the staff, to let people know how important this is in the community. And you can go to lsswis.org/Aspen Center to learn more about how to do that. But in your video message, if you would just make that brief and share that message from your heart, that would be wonderful. We would like to take all of these videos and put together a short montage using your comments and to share those with our Aspen Center family. We're starting to post some of these videos now on our website, so please check them out. I wanted to show you the following video message to give you some ideas and some examples. And watching this will then conclude our program for tonight. We just thank you all so much for being here, and please enjoy our final video message.
Hey everybody, I am Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes, and I am so excited to congratulate everyone at Lutheran Social Services on the grand opening of the LSS Aspen Center in Waukesha.
Hi Team LSS, I'm Morgan Burns with Kane Communications Group, and I want to say congratulations on the opening of the Aspen Center.
As we know, for over 40 years, Lutheran Social Services has been offering life-saving, compassionate programming to eliminate the barriers for Wisconsinites who are on the path to recovery from addiction.
In fact, LSS has helped family and friends. One of my friends told me that LSS saved his life.
I am so glad that the Aspen Center exists today so that not only men but women can find a place to get help when they're struggling with addiction.
LSS performs critical needs, and it does so in a caring manner, and it does it locally.
I'm grateful for all the donors who have helped to make this a reality, and if you're struggling today, I just want you to know that there's hope.
Now, we know that we need more services like this all across the state of Wisconsin. The types of services that treat people like people. and allow those who are struggling to get the help and care that they need to become healthy and to stay healthy.
Recovery doesn't happen alone, but fortunately, you're not alone. Aspen Center is there to help.
Thank you again, everyone, and have a wonderful evening.
Bye, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening. God bless.